Kenneth Walker is my other guy who's going to be a breakout next year. I certainly think in fantasy leagues he's going to be taken right and left, and a lot of people are going to look at him as a guy that is going to will be very productive for you in that role. He's had back-to-back basic 1,000-yard seasons here to start out his career. He came out of Michigan State, and a lot of people had question marks about his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, and he has answered those questions heartily. I mean, he's got a variety, a couple of one-handed catches. He has been solid when you've actually tried to use him out of the backfield. I think he ends up with 15 total touchdowns next year. I think that Grubb is going to do a good job of finding ways just to get the ball in his hands in space. In the screen game, throws out to the flat, manufactured touches, but manufactured touches out away from the line of scrimmage where Kenneth Walker can really then utilize those electrifying moves that he has and really then, go out there and, create some havoc, get those big chunk plays. The big one I've gone to over and over throughout this offseason when it comes to Kenneth Walker and my reason for belief on that breakout is he's put this 1,000-yard season back-to-back on the back of being hammered up the middle time and again. And that's been the main way that he's been utilized to the point and the degree of when you look at his total number of runs over 2 seasons, well over 65, 70% of his runs are inside the tackles. Only 35% or so are outside of the tackles. Well, that may not seem like too big of a deal, and it maybe wouldn't be for most running backs. But when he's averaging 3.8 yards in between the tackles versus 5.3 yards outside the tackles, you would think a new coaching staff might walk in the door and say, there's a little bit of a better way for us to utilize this guy maybe. There's one place where he might be a little bit more effective than he is with how he's been used recently, and he's been effective in that role recently. So I think Walker, between getting better run blocking up front, then's been a more creative offensive system that will employ ways, much like with DK, there'll be more of an onus, I think, upon manufacturing touches for your star positional players, for your impact skill position players. And I think some of that's been missing at times in the past where they've just kind of, ran their offense. And there'll be more of this, I think, going on for Walker, but I don't think that Grubb walks in the door, looks at the stat that I'm presenting over my shoulder right here and says, what we need to do with him? Run inside. Yeah, but Coach Grubb, we got Charbonnet. Yeah, but I just want to run Walker inside all the time. I've got a Grubby to run him inside 24/7. This is going to be a tough sell. He's going to look at that stat, going to nod his head, and he's going to go, oh, okay. Yeah, I can. This is a simple fix. I'm not going to have to get out the advanced kit for this one.